Well, good evening, all, and my name is Rory McDermid, for those who I haven't met, but welcome to our talk this evening. Tonight, we're talking about, success means different things to different people. And we're talking about how you can live a better and stronger life. And that's the whole purpose of this evening's talk. Something I have found, every single human being on earth would like to be a success. The tragedy of it all is that at 65 years old, surveys show us that 95% of people at 65 are either dead or dead broke. And that's scary. No one wants to be a failure, and yet so many people do. And, failing, you end up dependent on someone else, and that's not the way you want it. And so, for those of you, what I'd like to do this evening is talk to you about an experience that my wife and I had, a little bit of our story so you get the background. We, at one stage, were very young, ambitious people. We worked for bosses. We had good jobs, so we tried the corporate world. We then decided we needed to work for ourselves, so we started our own business, which was very successful for a period of time. And during the course of that, I met a man. He was a senior man, about to retire, very successful businessman. And he said to me, Rory, you look an ambitious young man. Would you like to make some money? His name was Horace Painter. And I thank that man to this day because that invitation that I got so many, many years ago, over 5 decades ago, changed the entire direction of our lives, changed us as people, and gave us a rich life of success far beyond what we ever anticipated. So that meeting was a very powerful thing indeed. So he shared a concept, a business concept, which I'm going to talk about this evening. And he also shared something else with me. He spoke about success, and he gave me what he called the secret of success. And this is the secret. Time management is the best kept secret of the rich. Time management is the best kept secret of the rich, not education, not a good quality job. You see, time management, if you can manage time and duplicate time through other people, you can create a successful life and wealth. And so that was the starting point. He showed us the Neo-Life opportunity, which we're going to show you just now. But Neo-Life taught us that success was not measured in how much cash you got in the bank. I've seen many wealthy people, plenty of money, so unhappy they haven't got quality life. And that's the situation. And, so through Neo-Life, we were taught that success requires balance. To be successful, you need to have a healthy life. You can have all the money in the world and no health. That is not going to get you anywhere. You need to go out and also have your mental. So it's a physical health, a mental health, a spiritual health, a family health, a social health, and then financial health. Now, if you can get those in balance, you're going to have a very happy and a long life. And that's what we're going to talk about. So that's the starting point. Now, if you are looking for an opportunity for a better way of life, I would like you tonight to open your mind, forget about whatever you've heard about networking or business, and just take what I have to tell you tonight, because we're talking about you and your future. And the decision you might take tonight will only affect you and your life for the future. Don't listen to the opinions of other people, because they will keep you broke. Okay. We're living in an ever-changing world. You know that. So much is going on around there that we have no control on. So you can't take anything for granted anymore. Many decades ago, there was some sort of basic things. There were things that you could take for granted, but that has changed tremendously. I'll ask a question to you. What if your income source dried up at the end of this month? That's if you've got an income. Some people don't have incomes, but what if your income stopped? How long could you live at your current standard of living? A month, 2, 3? So what we're talking about is taking charge of your own life and running a business part-time with what you're doing and build up that financial stability. So in this day and age of change, there are 2 major challenges facing people around the world. The first is a health challenge. That health challenge is brought on by mankind because of food processing. We eat the wrong kind of processed foods, and that's where the diabetes and the cancers and the heart disease come from. So what we eat determines how well we are. So that's a major challenge. And today there's so many drugs and various things, but so many people are on chronic medication. I am getting on in years, and I go in to see a doctor once in a while, and he says, "What chronic medication are you on?" Nothing. My wife and I don't believe in that at all because of the health we have through nutrition. So health is a challenge. The second big challenge facing people, financial stress. The world has changed tremendously. Unemployment has never been at such a high. For instance, inflation and cost of living is just making things impossible. Education, food, etc. You know what it's all about. So these things are challenges which we're facing at the moment. And, that's what we are actually living against. And what I'm suggesting this evening is that you take control of your own life. And I'm suggesting that you start your own little business. As long as you're working for someone, I don't care what job it is or what title it is, the chances of you becoming exceedingly wealthy are very limited. So take care of your own business, start your own business, take care of your own financial freedom. That's the important thing. So I'm going to just go to the share here for a moment and share my slides with you. And just let me get this in place. Okay, I just want to clean this up a little. Okay, right. So let's go back one. All right. I'm going to talk to you tonight about what we call the neo-life opportunity. It's the financial opportunity we're talking about tonight. We have products and various things, but we're talking about how you can make money and help other people to make money as well. Something I'm going to say right out front here. So often people think success just comes in one big hit. I found it's the small little trivial matters done consistently that produce significant success in the future. So that's the starting point. So when you go into evaluating a business, there are 5 criteria that you need to look into. And I'm just going to run through them very quickly. There are 5 key points that a business must have if it's going to be long-term. Number one, is the company financially solid? There's so many companies that don't have financial backing. Is the company long-term? Well, just to give you a bit of background on that, we'll go into more detail now. What are the risk factors? There's 0 risk factor to you. Is the product relevant? In other words, is it necessity? Will it make me money? And what do I have to do to make it work? So I'm going to cover those 5 points tonight. Now, let's start off with the company financially solid. There's a picture of a man called Jerry Brasfield. Now, I have, over the years, got to know Jerry very well. He's a friend of mine. He's an exceedingly nice person, extremely wealthy and successful. It's a family-owned business, Neolife. It's based in America. But today, Neolife operates in over 50 countries around the world. Neolife were the pioneers in what we call cellular nutrition. They invented this right in the beginning. And they have an incredibly good science advisory board. We call it our SAB. And I'm not going to go into detail. You'll get these details if you're interested by digging into it further. But the difference between Neolife and so many other companies, it's built on sound values. The first value is absolute integrity. You can't be dishonest in business. People are number one. It's all about people, our distributors and our customers. It's all about them. We don't have to worry about shareholders. We don't have shareholders. It's a family-owned business which is debt-free and operating in 50 countries around the world. So people are number one. Products that work. If your products are inferior or second grade, your business is not going to be long-term. Now, the Neolife products are second to none, and we've got all the facts and the science to prove that. We're not going into that tonight. But is it equal? Is the opportunity equal for all? Now, I discovered this myself because we were in Neolife through the apartheid era, and Neolife didn't see anything in apartheid. They allowed anyone of any color, any background to build successful businesses. So it's an equal opportunity for everyone. That is powerful in today's world. The next thing is the company long term? Has it got a long range vision? Yes, Neolife has been going for the past 67 years, and we are set to go for the next 67 years, and we love you to be part of it. So, what products are we in? I mentioned we have this scientific advisory board that ensure that the products are the best quality of their kind, but we basically have four different categories or product types. The first on the top left-hand corner is the Neolife nutritional range. That's organic, cellular nutrition. There is no finer nutritional range anywhere in the world, and I challenge you to find that. It is the top, the best you can get. Then we have on the right-hand side top, we have what we call our Nutrients range. Nutrients is our wonderful skincare, organic, natural, vegan-friendly skincare range that's made for us in France. It is as good as you can get, and it's very, very well priced. Then the bottom left-hand corner, we have our home care, things like laundry powders, dishwashing liquids, general purpose cleaners, germicidal disinfectants. These are products that are used in every single household. Now, the difference between ours and the normal that you buy in supermarkets, etc., is ours are totally biodegradable. In other words, they do not destroy the ecology of the country. They do not poison your kids. So they are an extremely top quality product. They are concentrates. And when you use the product, it's approximately 40% cheaper than what you're currently using at the moment. What a great range that is. Then the right-hand corner is our personal care range, hair shampoos, conditioners, bath oils, aloe gels, healing gels, and things like that. So we have a great range of products. I'm not going to go into much more detail than that. But what I'm going to do to make this illustration work tonight is I'm going to take a product. I know there are two products there, but I'm going to take a product and use one product as an example of how you're going to build your business. And I've chosen to use our lead product, which is called Pro Vitality, which is the Rolls-Royce of nutritional supplementation. I'll tell you what it does in a moment. But we've also got a protein there. But those two are a powerhouse combination for health, because if you take those two, you're going to have powerful nutrients that support energy. They help to have a healthy heart. They are immune boosters. By taking those products, your immunity will be boosted by 37% in 20 days. That's an incredible increase. It gives you flexible, healthy joints. It helps with your vision. It helps you to retain and maintain youthful skin, hair, and nails. Now, I know I'm nearly bald, so don't take me as a perfect example. But anyway, there it is. Then lifelong circular health. That's what you want to have, because if your circulation is healthy, you don't get inflammation, and inflammation leads to so many other problems. And then powerful antioxidants to protect you. And so by taking those two products, as you can see, the Pro Vitality, there's a sachet with 4 products in, and the protein, that's a wonderful combination. But I'm only going to talk about Pro Vitality tonight in our example. Right. How do you work the business? I'm going to give you that link just now, but there are 3 daily success habits that we want you to learn. You're made up by your habits. You either have good habits or bad habits. Now, bad habits are sitting watching television for, the average individual watches television for over 7 years of their life. If you add it all together, that's scary. What a waste of valuable time. So we want you to develop some good habits. The first good habit we would like you to start doing is use the product yourself. Why is that so important? How can you ever recommend something you do not believe in? So you've got to convince yourself before you can convince others. So use the product yourself in your own home. So what I'm asking you to do is change your buying habits. At the moment, you're buying our type of products. We've got over 100 products in the range, and you're buying them all over the show. What we're saying is consolidate them into one basket. Buy your product through Neolife. You can do it on a phone app. They deliver it to your front door, or there are very efficient delivery systems in place. So use the products so you believe in it. Step two, or habit number two, share the products and share the opportunity. When, for instance, if you had high blood pressure, BP, and you went onto our omega-3 range of products and your blood pressure reduced, and you cured yourself of that problem, would you talk to your friends about it? Naturally. People love to share things that they believe in. So we say share the products and you develop some customers, and then share the opportunity. That's the big one. If you only develop customers, you will stay a small business. But when you start developing other leaders like yourself, that's when it gets exciting. That's when the big income comes. And I'll give you an insight into that. And the third daily success habit is personal development. We want you to grow as an individual. And you do that through the training that we give you. We recommend good books to read. We give trainings. You'll get more information on that. There's a lot of travel. There's a lot of leadership schools, etc., which we would like you to attend. Personal development is so important because you and I are a brand, and the brand you project will determine the level of success you'll have eventually. So those are the three daily success habits we would like you to adopt. Okay. Now, I'm going back to the Pro Vitality here. And how does this business work? We would like you to, number one, link to the company, Neolife. There's a kit which you'll go to later. And we want you to start using this one product, Pro Vitality, yourself, so that you have the energy, and that's how it starts. So that's the starting point. And by the way, once you're a distributor, you deal with the company at a 25% discount. So you're getting the best quality products at a wholesale price. So that's a win-win situation immediately. Now, once you are comfortable with the product, we'd like you to TTP. What does that stand for? Talk to people. It's a natural process. And we would like you to allocate some time, a minimum of 10 hours per week if you're going to build a business. And we would like you to develop 6 customers. So between your use and your customers, you will be doing, so your customers all go into that one product. So you've got 6 people on that one product. No big deal. That's a very doable task. And so you are now doing 250 points. What does that mean? We measure our products. For instance, the Pro Vitality would be about 32 odd points, I think the point value is. Every product has a point value. We do this because we operate in 50 countries around the world. Each country has a different currency. So to level the playing fields, we say 250 points is what we would like you to do on a very part-time basis. Now, what happens when you're doing that? You get a small little bonus back. If we're thinking in rands, it's 1,000 rand per month. That's approximately $65 per month. Hey, peanuts, I know, but you get the best quality products at a wholesale price, and they give you a $65 rebate at the end of the month. Let's take the next step. We said share the products, but share the opportunity. We would like you to find people who are looking for opportunity, okay, who are willing and able to do something. Not people you want to drag behind you. We're looking for good quality people who are wanting a better life. So you go out and find 3 people, and the goal here is to find 3 per month. That is premium if you can work to that. So you've got a friend there who's doing 250 points because they link. When they link, their numbers join to your number, so they're part of your team. So you start developing a team. You get a relative to do the same thing, and they get their 6 customers and build a 250-point business. And your next door neighbor happens to be interested as well. So he links to the business, gets a 250-point volume as well. So what is happening is you do the same, plus your 3 team members. You're now doing 1,000 points per month. Your rebate there is nearly 2,000 rand, 1,800 rand, but it's about $115 back per month. So we're starting to make some progress. Now, you continue, use the products, share the opportunity. Those are the things we trained you to do. What happens here, and I'm just giving you examples here. Your 3 people that you introduced, you teach them to do exactly what you've done, duplicating time. That's the best kept secret of the rich. So now your friend next door goes out and does 1,000 points because he's got 3 helpers. Your relative does the same thing, and your neighbor does the same thing, and you've got your 3. So collectively, you're doing 4,000 points. We give you the title of director, and a director is someone who's going to earn some decent money. As a director, you can earn anything in the vicinity of 15,000 to 15,000 Rand per month, which is approximately, I'm just going to move this picture out of the way a little. That's about $1,000 per month. Now, I know people out there who are working, they get in a taxi or they get to work early in the morning. They work a solid 8-hour day and they don't earn themselves 50,000 Rand a month. So do you think that's going to be life transforming for some families? Indeed, it will be. And so at that stage, we call you a director. You're earning approximately $1,000 per month and things are looking good. Okay, now the next step, I just want to paint a bigger picture here. What would happen if, let's just move this. Sorry, try and move this down. Okay. What would happen? Now, this is not going to happen overnight. Nothing of value is easy. You've got to put in time, dedication, and patience. That's the way life is set up. Don't expect a quick fix. Nothing of value is a quick fix. You must understand that. So let's say it's taking you 2 years. Some people might do it in a year. Some people might take 5 years. That's immaterial. You, the managing director, you determine the speed of the pack. So now you are director, your neighbor director, your relative director, etc. They're all doing 4,000 points as well. That puts you up to 16 to 20,000 points per month. You move to what we call a world team member. Now the income becomes pretty exciting because a world team member would be earning about 50,000 Rand per month. That's about 3,000 US dollars. That is a good income. And world team members go to this leadership development school, which will be of great value to you. But you also have a travel incentive because once a year, the world team are invited to various places. For instance, here's a magazine. It's called Lifestyle. This Lifestyle comes out every quarter. And it's full of exciting trips and things that we've been doing, good product tips and various things. And we travel all over the world. This particular one was Cape Town. We had an absolute ball there. On about the 20th of May, 800 of us will be meeting in Cairo, Egypt. Now, what a beauty. You travel 5-star, your accommodation and airfares are paid for. You live life as a millionaire. It's an exciting thing to do. It starts at the world team level. Okay. Now, let's paint a bigger picture. Some people even might be more ambitious than that. What if you, as a director, you developed 6 directors like you? At this stage, your business would be doing 100,000 points per month. Your income would be in excess of 100,000 Rand. And that is about $6,000 to $7,000 per month. Now we're smoking. Now we're really making sense. And by the way, that's what we call the presence team member. A presence team member that's the beginning of it. It goes far beyond that. I'm not going to complicate things, but you have big income potential. You get to that level, you've got a minimum of 7,000 US dollars a month. That is exciting stuff. And, can you make money in the business? Sure. There's a page here which is just dedicated. All of these people are earning huge, massive bonus checks over and above it. So these magazines tell the story, and I look forward to seeing you there one day as well. Okay, so where do we go from here? That's the concept in a nutshell, very brief. We can dig into more detail later. That will come in time. I'm just trying to perk your interest at this stage. There are 3 qualities I look for in the people who join us. The first quality is I look for people who've got a burning desire to succeed. Not a wishy-washy wish. They must have a will to do it. They need that strength of desire. Now, that's one thing I cannot give you. You either have it or you don't have it. You've got to decide that for yourself. You need to have a desire to become a success. Step number 1, tick the box, yes or no. The second thing is, if you've got a desire, how? How are you going to get there? Doing what you're doing now, will you ever be wealthy? You need an opportunity. And I believe the neo-life opportunity is as good as it gets because you start on a part-time basis. You start, and I'll give you for under 1,000 rand, you can start. So it's the price of a pair of shoes. You can get into a business that you can build over the next decade or two that you can pass on to generation. That is uniquely neo-life because there we've got some families in the States who are second, third generation. The parents build it, pass it on to the kids, who pass it on to the kids. And so that's what we call legacy. You can build legacy as well. So we've got a great opportunity at second to none, and you control it. Your work determines how successful you're going to be. It's not some scam. It's not some crypto thing that the market can change overnight. It's not, I even see some poor souls who want to earn more money, and you know where they go? To casinos or to horse races. And that is a loser. You just do not win in that environment. You have zero control. So we have a great opportunity. The third thing is to take the action. Now, what is the action? It's very simple. It's to make a decision. And it's a decision to start. So you either can say, yes, it's what I'm looking for, or you're going to say, oh, this is where the excuses come. A lot of the deciding point when it comes to decision, this is where we sort out the players from the stayers. A lot of people start making excuses. Oh, I can't speak to people. I'm not a salesperson. That's an excuse. Learn and get to some training and change your personality. Another excuse is, I don't know anyone. Shame. Have you lived in the cupboard all your life? Get to know people. Get your brand sorted out so you can build a team. There's so many ways of building teams that we'll teach you. The third excuse, and the worst excuse, is that most of them say, oh, it looks good, but I'm going to think about it because I've got this exam, or, those are things. As long as you make excuses, there is never the ideal time. The person who waits for the perfect time for the perfect opportunity never gets there. He ends up at 65, dead or dead broke. So you have to have the courage to make a decision. The decision is to decide on a starter kit. There's many here. There's one, what we call a tree and end starter kit. I don't know if you can see that, but in rands, it's 960 rand. I recommend the tree and end 6-pack, which is an investment of 2,050 rand, where you get a box of tree and end so you can start trading right away and recovering your investment. But when you invest in any one of these kits, you get your stock, you get your buying number, which becomes extremely valuable. Okay, you get your own personalized website, and you get the training that goes with it. So it is a package deal. It's a very, very tidy system. Now, on the left-hand side of that, there's an application form. So what I'm going to say right now is, if what I've said excites you in any way, get back to the person who invited you down, make a decision. He'll give you his website number. You go into that. You can sign up on the website, or you can do it manually as well. But that's the old-fashioned method. So try and do it online as we do in the modern world. So that basically is all we've got to talk about this evening. And I'm just going to stop sharing for a moment. Let's stop share, and we go back to there. So for those of you who are listening tonight, I hope what I've said to you is of value. You need to make a decision, and this is where it starts to get so important, so interesting. And simply this: what choice have you got? What is your plan B? We are in times where you've got to take control of your own destiny. Do not leave your life in the hands of someone else, because that will never work. So I encourage you to have the courage to try. Get back to the person who invited you this evening, make a decision, and get on with it. And we will give you some training in the future. But from me, great having you with us tonight. I hope it's been of value.